Looks like we're live. It looks like we are live. Doing some more Tuesday with stories and Risk of Rain. You love to see it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Let's switch this over. Controller.
Hey Mark, fake banter for the intro.
Let's get the
That's all I
pod going.
wanna do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Recording. Hello.
Let's start it. That's it.
Hey.
Fuck it. We're here.
We're here. We're gay. I changed my background for you. I was getting sad with that mopey bedroom boudoir look I had going earlier.
Bedroom's no good. I've done multiple Zooms where the person's in the bedroom. And what happens when you're in the bedroom, you slowly slide.
Yes, you
And
slide.
then next thing you know, you're in bed. I'm talking to you. You're in bed. You're half asleep. You got a boner. And
Right.
only one of those is good.
It's like a flight where, at first you're up and at 'em, and then by the end of it, you're back on first class. You got your feet up. You're watching Happy Gilmore, and again with a boner.
I'm a big slider. I'm never not sliding. The car, the couch, the bed. I'm right down.
You're like a little hamburger.
I think it's the clothes. You got a hoodie. It's slick. I don't know.
Well, it's all the pillows. They start jizzing, and they deflate like a Patriots ball.
Well, my couch is easy. My couch is like destroyed. We ruined the structure of the entire couch
Oh yeah. Well,
because
you're
sitting on
boning
it.
on
It like folds all weird together. I can't. It's hard to express, but it looks like a smashed asshole.
well, if you probably did the statistics on that sofa cushion you got there, it would just shoot up.
Oh yeah, I'm never home. I mean, I'm gone half
Right.
the time.
Same.
It's tricky, and my bed I hate. I found out I'm sleeping on my bed. My back hurts. I got sciatica, I think.
Sciatica. Who's that? That sounds like a
Uh,
cool sci-fi flick.
It's just the thing I heard in the movie Rudy. He says my sciatica acts up, and so if I hear anything back, I throw sciatica right out there.
I like it. That's up there with plantar fascianal, whatever that is. They go together.
That's getting better. That's the nice thing. I'm recovering because I'm only walking about 38 steps a night.
Yeah, you're recovering, and the planet is apparently. You saw the Venice, the canals of Venice are crystal clear.
Yeah, this is what we needed. I think it's nice.
It's
Fuck
a
it.
douching. We gave America a douche.
I might live like this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a hermit. I'll be a hermit. Fuck it.
You look like a hermit.
Let's be honest. Every time I left the house, I was petrified. This is nice. I'm playing the mandolin. I'm reading books. I'm watching Seinfeld.
I never heard the end of it. When every time you left, there was a story from doorknob leaving your hand to doorknob getting back to your hand. There was a complaint somewhere.
It's a mad. I like story better than complaint. Let's go with story. It's
Well,
a
they weren't
mad,
positive.
scary world. Mother scientist is a mad mother, or whatever that thing Kramer said was.
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature is a mad scientist.
There it is.
Vice versa. You mean normal people can have midget kids and vice versa? Mother Nature's a mad scientist. I don't think they said midgets. I think they said little people.
I think they said little people because they had a midget on, so they couldn't call him a midget right then. Although they said it once and he flipped.
Yeah, George said it. Well, I just watched the pilot last night. It's wild how bad it is.
So
it's not
bad.
even
I
close.
can't believe they let it on the air.
The apartment is crazy too. He's got crazy window. There's a football on his table.
What?
It's like a messy apartment. He has a dartboard. There's a football. He has like a baseball bat. It's messy. And then the whole corner is like glass. It looks like Friends. It doesn't. It looks like a
Wow.
high-rise apartment that a 9-year-old lives in.
Wow, I gotta I want to see just the apartment. I remember George had a pink button-down tucked in with like a newsy cap at one point.
Yeah, it's like a bowling shirt. It's
Yes.
crazy how un-George it is. He has a bowling shirt and a fucking whatever you call it, a fagger or whatever it's called.
And he was a real estate guy, which is so un-George.
Well, he stayed in real estate for a while when it was good. He just wasn't doing well.
Oh, okay.
And then there was no Elaine, and then Kramer is Kessler, and they had it written that Kramer never leaves the house. That was like the whole thing.
Aha.
And that
Well,
even went into a couple seasons because that's why he's not in the Stella. He's not in that episode where they're in
Ah.
Florida because he
Bro.
wasn't supposed to leave the house.
Oh, okay. Also, probably why he wanted his apartment to. It was always about the apartment. Like I'm gonna make steps, or I'm gonna
Right.
put wood paneling, levels. Jerry. It was always about his apartment.
Right, and the Chinese restaurant, he's not in it. So he wasn't in a few episodes because it was supposed to be written that he never left. And everything that's great about Kramer happens outside.
Yes.
The fire truck, Calvin Klein, all that shit. If he never left, it would have been shit.
The beach. Yeah, you're right. It's all that Kenny Roasters, all the. I know it's a later episode, but the little Jerry Seinfeld. It's all
Yeah.
outdoors. The
The
bike.
mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get these wires. This place could blow any minute. Oh, speaking of which, I got a conversation topic. Did this guy send you the thing on Instagram?
I don't think so.
Oh, let me find it. Shit, it might
Maybe.
take me a second.
All
Describe
right.
your asshole in 6 words or less.
Hairy balloon knot covered in shit.
Oh,
think
I
it was
found it.
6.
That worked perfect.
All right.
So a guy on Instagram, a Tuesday, he sent a thing. Now, I thought it was going to be more fun than it is because to me the answer is obvious, but we'll riff on it.
All right.
Maybe this should be a queef so we don't lose all the people that aren't Seinfeld fans.
Well, I think if you're watching the show by now, you're a fan of the sign.
Yeah, you're a fucking nitwit if you love our show and you're not watching Seinfeld. No offense.
True that.
All right, so it says choose your quarantine apartment. You got 4 choices. Here's
I saw this.
apartment number 1, Elaine, Tim Watley, David Putty, Peterman, or Sue Ellen Mischke. And Sue Ellen Mischke.
It has its perks. I mean, Putty's cool. He's low maintenance. Sue Ellen's just a hot piece of anal. She's got the big rack, and she's probably in a bra.
Yeah.
Elaine's fun. Peterman's fun, so that's not bad.
And Watley's fun, too. I mean,
Oh.
I think in real life, if those characters existed, you and I would be howling at David Putty.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, and Peterman's funny on accident.
Yes, he'd be really funny. And Watley seems like a good guy, too. He seems fun. It was the worst label maker I ever had.
Yeah, yeah. Although he did rape a few clients.
Oh, that's true. One was Jerry, though. What can you do, you know?
He was
You're
equal
raping-
opportunity.
If you rape men as well, I don't think you're such a bad guy.
Good point.
And Elaine is hot. I might try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, both the late. That's a twofer right there.
Yeah, you take Sue Ellen. I got a real thing for Elaine.
I'll take Sue Ellen, but she's a tree. She's got to be 6'8".
Yeah, that's that's true.
She's a large, full-figured gal.
Well, that's okay, though, with you, because it's like, you know, you're a regular height, she's tall, and you got a weird fetish. I'm a tall, lanky guy. I can't have a woman taller than me. It's creepy.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah, that means you're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, it's no good.
I love her freewheeling attitude.
Now, here's apartment 2. You got Jerry, who you actually know.
Barely.
Kenny Banya, who's, it'd
Old
be tough.
thing.
We know a few Banyas.
Yeah, that's true.
You got Morty Seinfeld,
Eh.
Uncle Leo,
Eh.
and then Poppy, who'd be pissing all over the place.
Yeah, he's a little sloppy. I think my only plus with Leo is we both steal from stores. Because he goes to Brentano's, and I steal from the airport and whatnot. So that would be one bonding, but other than that, Leo stinks.
Yeah, Jerry would be fun. Morty would have some stories, and he'd make us laugh. But that apartment, so far, apartment 1 is better than apartment 2, wouldn't you say?
I'd say sub-apartment.
I love it. We're subletting.
Hey.
Apartment 3, George,
Love it.
Helen Seinfeld, who does really nothing for me.
Boo.
Estelle Costanza should be good for a couple laughs, but not much for me. Lloyd Braun, who stinks.
Stinks.
I wonder if it's the original Lloyd Braun or the second Lloyd Braun.
I hope it's the original.
Yeah, he was better.
Serenity
the Ro-
Now. The only good thing about Estelle is she got the paella. She'd be whipping up pancakes, and she got ketchup on it. You name it.
It's a Spanish dish. And then you get the Ross family, and they suck. I mean, they'd be funny, I guess, because they're drunk, so you could booze it up a little bit.
Yeah, but they're a bummer.
So far, apartment 1 is still winning.
Yes.
Now, here's apartment 4.
All right.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of the thing here, but to me, this was by far the best one.
That's the one I picked.
You got Kramer. Well, first of all, I'm hanging out with Kramer. I don't care if it's Goebbels, Mussolini, and my sister. I'm taking Kramer.
Of course.
So you got Kramer. Then you got Frank Costanza. You got the two of those jiving. And speaking of jive, you got Jackie Childs also in there.
Love Childs.
Then Newman.
All right, I can have fun with Newman.
And then Kruger. Kruger. I'm like, it's not even close.
You couldn't smooth a sheet if you had a babe or whatever it is. A hot date with a dame.
That one, to me, you have to choose Kramer because that guy is so fascinating, so funny. He has a million stories. I mean, I feel like would just be on the floor the whole time.
The whole time, cigars, poker games. You'd have your pants would be in an oven. Plus, him and Newman together is great. You could just watch that.
Yeah. Here come the judge. So I almost wish the meme was a little better. Like they should have put Kramer with to make it trickier. Like they should have put Kramer with the Ross family and Helen Seinfeld to balance it.
Right.
To me, number 4 is by far the best. Plus Frank Costanza is like the funniest guy of all time.
The funniest, and he's got story. He was living with the Reverend Sung Young Moon.
I once spoke to the Reverend Sung Young Moon.
He was
he lived in. He sold religious artifacts.
Yeah, he was a chef in the army. I mean, he's lived.
Yeah, so that's number 4. But thank you to the fellow that shared it. I don't have his name right here. We messaged back and forth a little bit. It was fun.
I do that if the question is good enough. Fun fact for the queefs at home: if you got to message one of us, don't do the "How you holding up." Now I'm just like, now we gotta have a chit chat with a guy I don't know. Like I appreciate you listening, but not a good opener. Give me something I can sink my anal into. How fat is that comic or something where we can get to something, but just don't go. Hey, how's that quarantine treating you there, Dickless?
Yeah, give me a dick pic, or if you're a lady fan, how about a pair of tits? Would that kill you?
Please, or a fat man.
Yeah, shoot us a pair of tits, and then say, hey, what's going on?
Right. That'll grease the wheels a little bit. But what's new with you?
You can give the old "better now."
Yeah, I love that line. That
That's
works.
a fun one. Yeah.
Still holds up.
Don't you always want to do one move I always wanted to do that appears in Seinfeld is when you're sitting at a diner or a restaurant and someone comes in and then you use your foot to move to push the chair out for them.
Killer.
That's a classic move.
Classic. You know, it was big when I was banging. Was everybody smoked when I was in high school? I don't know. I went to high school in like the 40s, and you lit your cigarette and the girls, and then gave it to her. Like you had two in your mouth.
Oh,
that
that's
was
nice.
Big.
That's a way of like kissing her a little bit.
Ah, yeah. You wouldn't do that in Corona times.
Because the lip is on the cig, and then the cig goes in the other lip, and then your lips have touched.
Yes, touching lips. By the way, I see a lot of kooks out on the street smoking with a mask on.
Oh.
It's kind of silly. It like defeats the jizz of the whole thing.
I wonder, I've inhaled a couple of secondhand smokes over the course of the quarantine, and I'm like, that seems like a surefire way to get it, because that smoke has come from their lungs, scooped up all the niblets of Corona, and then shot back out. Now it's in your lungs.
Right, it's like a snowball.
If you think about secondhand smoke, it's kind of fucking weird.
It's crazy, but I don't think it's as dangerous as I don't like it, but I don't think it's as dangerous as people say, because you never hear about a guy dying from it.
Well, I think that would be a lot of secondhand smoke, but let me counter that with this. I think I might have talked about this before.
Please.
Everyone's going to take a shot now. That's one of the drinking games. Some guy sent us a Tuesdays with Stories drinking game.
Oh, I missed
And every
that.
time I say, I think we talked about this, that's one of the drinks.
That's pretty good.
But anyways, my Uncle Dale, we all know and love, firefighter on the front lines there.
Big deal.
When he went to get his physical after graduating from the academy, they were like, how long have you been smoking for? And he's like, what? I've never smoked a day in my life. And they're like, that's not what it says here, there, fat ass.
Oh.
And it was because his mother and father smoked every day, all day in the house. All secondhand smoke.
Wow. Well, that's years and years of being basically hotboxed by Marlboro.
Yeah, I think if you share like a one-bedroom apartment with a chain smoker, you can pick up the cancer secondhand.
All right, I take it all back. That's pretty dangerous. And when I was a kid, I remember being in my friend's car. His mom smoked, and she was Belgian. So she had hairy armpits, big, crazy cellulite, and just pumping Camels all day long in the car. And I remember being a kid like, God, this sucks. And I just thought that was normal. I didn't know it was weird what she was doing.
Yeah, that's like Donnie Brasco without he would crack the window.
Yes, she wouldn't crack.
I remember my friend Jeff Welch, we were in the car, and he was like, do you mind if I smoke in the car? And I was like, yeah, just crack the window. And he's like, yeah, obviously I'm cracking the window. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, who the fuck smokes with no window crack? But people do it.
That feels so Boston to me. The obviously I'm cracking the window. That's
Yeah.
very Beantowny to me. There's always like you guys are very quick on dumb things.
Yeah, there's no tolerance.
No tolerance.
We're very low tolerance people.
But I think it's smart. It's a sign of intelligence. Like, you think I'm that stupid?
Yeah, it's also the cuntiness of Boston. If
Right.
You could just be like, sure, I'll crack the window, no problem. Like, I'm doing him the favor. I'm letting him smoke in my car.
Ah, yes. But he's saying you think it's an intelligence mixed with insecurity. Like, yeah, I already know that, but you think I'm that dumb that I don't know that? Fuck you.
Right. Yeah, I got a lot of that myself.
Aha. Well, I
Um,
mean, there's an interesting thing with Beantown. We don't have to get in a whole thing on mass, but
We got time.
well, there's so many comics out of there, so many brilliant comics, and I think it's because of that cunty intelligence and insecurity all thrown into one gay gumbo, and it makes hilarious dudes.
Yeah, I think part of it also is everybody in Boston comes from a big family or a big neighborhood, tight neighborhood. So everyone, you had to do something to get heard.
Right. Good point.
So everyone's loud and angry. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up and listen to me.
Yeah, even if you didn't have a big family, I think you had a big neighborhood, and you were always together.
Yeah, I had both of those things. My whole life, I was always around fucking 38 people. And no
Wow,
one ever
that-
listened to me.
I was the exact opposite. I was hiding in a room my whole
Yeah,
life.
we had, I had that early on in life. My parents sent me to therapy when I was like 7 because I never spoke. I didn't speak at all. They thought something was
What?
wrong with me.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, it was like, they were like, we gotta get surgery for this fucking kid or something. Then they stole my
Wow.
go-kart. That didn't help me get any more social, but...
Yeah, right?
That
That would have cured you right then.
I remember sitting when we moved to Whitman in '86. I remember for like 2 years I would sit at the screen door and like watch the other kids play. And I had like this monumental moment with this guy, I forget his name, Rich something. He had a younger sister who was a fat kid. I can't remember
Paul.
his last name.
Rich.
What's that?
Rich Hall? Richie Rich? Rich?
No, it was one of those weird last names like Gilmetti or Gumati.
Asian guy.
Some fat fucking douche. But anyways, I remember him playing catch with my across the street neighbor, Eric Chalmers, who was like 5 years older than me, and they were playing catch, and I was just standing there watching him like a psycho. And the kid Rich went, hey, what's up with this kid just staring at us? And Eric Chalmers went, oh, that's Joe. He's cool. Hey, Joe.
Oh.
And I waved because he knew me because my sister was social.
Aha. She was
So
a whore.
he waved and said he's cool, and it warmed my whole heart. Like it was the first thought of like maybe I could go outside and be friends with people.
Wow.
He thinks I'm cool, and I love him forever. He ended up being like the sweetest guy, and he was really like helped me be part of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I was going to say, how good did that feel? And those guys, they don't know how far that goes. My brother was in Boy Scouts, and I had to go hang out with them because, my parents didn't want to get a babysitter, so like, you're coming. So, my brother be weaving shit or tying knots or whatever the hell Boy Scouts do. And I'm just sitting there, and they would all pick on me because I was like a dorky, fat cunt. And I had curly hair and buck teeth and everything. And they're like, what's up with this fat homo? And one of the older guys, not even my brother, mind you, one of the older guys goes, that's Eric's brother. He's good. And they left me alone.
Yeah, it's nice. You just need someone to vouch. Like I was thinking that because I'm like that guy Eric. He probably doesn't even remember that. But to me, I'm like that was life changing.
Totally. And those are the guys that get laid.
Yeah,
I would have
Well-
fucked that older guy.
he had some problems himself, but
Gay?
No, great guy, funny guy. I remember one time we used to always sit. They had a broken down car in their yard. I mean, we were kind of a garbage neighborhood. By the way, check out the podcast. Are You Garbage? Have you done that podcast?
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's H. Foley and Kevin Ryan, a couple of
Oh.
Philly boys.
I like those guys.
Great guys, hilarious guys, and they do a whole podcast where they just ask you questions and figure out if you're garbage or classy.
Oh, I love that.
It's a fun podcast. Go check it out. I'm on there. It just came out this week. If you're a Tuesday, you'll enjoy it.
I feel like you're more recycling.
I qualify as garbage, but I said no to most of the garbage questions, but I had a couple things. Their big one was, have I stormed the field at a sporting event?
Ooh.
And I have, and I face painted, and also I went to my high school football games after I graduated. That was all bets are off.
Yeah, but they're all in the sports realm, so I feel like maybe you're just a garbage sport guy.
Yeah, some of them I was like appalled. I was like, how could you even ask me that? Like, have you eaten a hot dog on a hamburger bun? A hamburger on a hot dog bun? And I'm like, get out of here.
See, that's where I'd be garbage. I've eaten everything from pussy to dick.
Anyways, check out that pod. But anyways, the Chalmers had a broken down car in their front yard.
Red flag.
Well, we had that also, but
Yeah.
we would hang out in the car. Like, we would all sit in the car, and that would be our hang.
Aha.
And there'd be like 9 of us in there. It was like we'd all pack in.
Interesting.
And I can't remember exactly how this happened, but one of the neighborhood guys who at the time felt like he was 50, but he was probably like 21.
Yeah.
And I forget what Eric said, but he yelled something at him like, you fucking loser or whatever. And the guy was like, fuck you, Eric. And he tried to get him, and he was reaching in the car.
Whoa.
And Jim Cranshaw took his baseball hat and was like whipping his hand. The guy was like, go, come on. And he couldn't get us out of the car. And we would just torture him because he was like, you know, like I said, 22, 23-year-old guy, but he lived at home, and we were just like a bunch of teenagers, but we had the numbers.
Yes.
So we were like, fuck you, you loser. And another time, that same guy got in a big fight with his girlfriend, like in front of Eric's front yard. And they were just shouting at each other. And we were all playing football, so we stopped and watched from like a distance. We were like, oh my God. And Eric went inside, got a fudgesicle, and came out and sat down Indian style at their feet, just eating his fudgesicle.
Wow.
And they were like, what are you doing here, you piece of shit? Get out of here. I'm talking to my girlfriend. He's like, this is my yard. You're in my yard. And it was so exciting because it was so bold. He was so
Yes.
emboldened.
I love bold. Bold people.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no one bold anymore. There's no bold. You go bold now, people cancel you.
Right, that's true.
It feels like we put we pinched kinked the hose on boldness, and then every now and then it gets all built up and someone shoots up a
Nice.
school.
Fucking war
Right.
banner.
Interesting. Well, there's
But-
bold entertainers. There's a few.
I guess I don't know. I feel like you used to have guys hitting women with a fish and throwing TVs out of windows. I'm not saying that's the boldest shit ever, but it felt more common.
I hear you. Well, I mean, less hitting women is probably positive.
Well, that
but
was
the
a
TV
fish.
out the window, I'm on board.
I mean, it was a fish. It was a gag. I'm not pumping Chris Brown over here. Chris Brown's a chooch.
What the
But,
fuck?
You hit a gal with a bass. That's a good time.
That's fun. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, they're making us smell their fishy pussies. Why don't they take a little fish to the face?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I just felt like, and I've talked about this before. And it's a feeling more than I have any facts or cold hard evidence. But I feel like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and maybe it's just because of my age, dudes I knew were fucking firecrackers. They were so full of life. They would climb up a building and then jump off and do a barrel roll, then chug a whiskey, and then punch a kid in the groin and steal a car and fight their dad and fuck their mom. It was a whole different world back then.
Yeah, I had some neighborhood guys that were fucking nuts, like Eric Chalmers, Jim Cranshaw, which I think one of them's a cop now, I think. But they
Oh, yeah, a lot
they
of
were
that.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
wild.
like, we laid in the street after the program came out, the movie The Program. We were those guys that like laid in the street and cars were fucking whizzing by.
Oh wow, yeah, just BMX ramps made out of toilet paper and wood. You just trying to jump, you break a leg or a femur. It was wild times.
Yeah, we did that. Brian Regan has that great bit, one of the best bits ever about
Yeah.
that. When they make a ramp and then you break the guy breaks his leg and the bone sticking out and one of the kids is like, get some leaves.
And if you get peanut butter, get smooth.
That's one of those bits that you're like, we said that.
I know.
We said get some leaves.
I know, it's brilliant. It's he's just saying what happened, but it's so funny because it's so true and real. I don't know, but I want to get back to the car thing. That was the beauty of childhood with no internet.
Right.
We didn't have Call of Duty. We could play some fat kid in Guatemala and call him a fucking cum guzzler, and you had a headset on and everything. Back then, you fucked with a half retard on Main Street, and that was the day. You know?
Yeah, we would sit in a car for like 7 hours, just
Yes.
bullshitting, chatting.
Wow, it's so funny. You got in the car. It's almost like a podcast studio back in the 90s.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know why. I think you just pretended to drive. I think it was like a Springsteen-y, like, let's get out of here, and you couldn't, but you'd pretend to. You'd sit there. Ironically, none of them ever left town.
Right? Yeah, it's like a little road trip, but you never leave.
I want to come back to this because I'm going to lose this thought. What you were saying about he was just talking about what happened, that reminds me of I was listening to or reading an interview with Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, where he talked about the song Summertime. And he was like, I just wrote a song about what we did in South Philly. He's like, I didn't realize everyone in America did that.
Wow.
Like he was talking about you get a haircut and you don't speed through 2 miles an hour so everyone sees you. He was like, I was just describing my summer.
Right.
He's like, but it turned out everybody had a version of that. And so everyone was like, oh, this is my jam.
Yes. Isn't that funny? That's so funny you say that because I watched some documentary mini doc on Phil Rosenthal. You know him?
You're going to have to remind me. It doesn't ring a dick.
Jewy guy. He wrote
I figured that.
Everybody Loves Raymond with Ray Romano. They wrote it together.
Oh, Phil.
What did I say?
I thought you said Bill. I misheard, I think.
Oh, Phil. Yeah, Phil.
Yes,
and
I know Phil.
they couldn't crack it. They just wrote like 10 copies, and they couldn't because they knew Letterman, his production, wanted to do a show with Romano. So they're like, we gotta write something. So they just sat down, these two idiots, and they couldn't come up with anything. And then they just said, well, let's just write what happened. But they kept going, but I'm Jewish, you're Italian. This is not gonna sync up. And they just wrote the same shit. They just happened to just write what happened to them, and it was the same because we're all people.
We're all people. Interesting. That's like, I love that story of Carl Reiner. He had written for Your Show of Shows, the Sid Caesar.
Sure.
And then they wanted to make a sitcom. So he's like, well, I don't know how to make a sitcom. So he just wrote a story of his life. He had moved to Levittown, would commute into the city and wrote on a comedy show and had a wife.
Wow.
And so he wrote the show like that. It failed. And then they called him back like 6 months later. And they're like, we're going to redo the show. And he's like, but it was a failure. And they're like, we're getting a better person to play you. And it ended up being the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Wow, and they're not wrong. Dick Van Dyke killed it.
Yeah, one of the greats who's still alive. I think they're both still alive and friends.
Friends, and I think Dick has a full head of hair.
Yeah, he looks great.
He looks amazing.
He looks better than, certainly better than me. I look horrific. I'm looking at the lighting. I got the mustache. I'm doing a character. I got my head shaved. I look horrific. I look like a cartoon. My glasses are too big.
It looks hostage-y. It looks like you're holding someone and you're like, I need this before I let him go. I need a green tea. I need a cookie. I need a waffle.
You know what's nice, though? I think my wife's a little turned on, because we've talked about this before, another drink, is women can change their looks. You can put your hair up. You can have it in pigtails. You can have makeup. You can have no makeup, red lipstick. We just look like this.
Right.
But I've changed my look drastically. Shaved head, mustache. I look like a prisoner of war or something. And
Yes,
it's kind of hot, I
something.
think.
Yes, I like it. It's true. And plus, a woman can put her hand and go do that fun. I only have a little bit of stubble feeling. It feels good to do that to a man, I think.
Yeah, they like it. And I got like a swastika tattooed on my chest just to complete it. I want to be like a bad guy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Go all the way.
Oh, shit. Oh, you got something because we forgot to talk about the thing.
Let's do it. I'll come back to it.
We got these fucking cookies delivered.
Oh, the best.
Antoine's cookies. I tweeted it out. Some of you are already getting them. The guy's a Tuesday, evidently. I don't even know.
Damn
I'm not
right.
even reading the copy. Fuck the copy.
No, I'll read the must-read part.
Okay, you read the must read, but they sent us these cookies. It was Sarah's birthday. We get a ding dong on the door. A package is all you have anymore, by the way. That door rings. Cum shoots right out of my ass.
Same.
I got the package. It's a beautiful white box with, it's like slick and nice.
Slick and nice.
I open it up and we got an assortment of cookies. All kinds of, we got snickerdoodle, chocolate chip, oatmeal chocolate chip, and I'm a chocolate chip guy. I ate them so slowly.
Yes.
It was it's chips everywhere. You can't not bite a chip. One of the best. You guys know how much I love chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, yeah.
I ate all 3. I've never been happier. It was the highlight of my entire quarantine. You gotta get some Antoine's cookies.
Unbelievable. I got the same box. It's a variety pack. It's got peanut butter cup. It's got sugar cookie. It's got macadamia and chocolate chip. It's just everything you could ask for. I opened the box. My lady came running across the room like a cat smelling a can of tuna. I kicked her in the clit. I said, hold on, you whore. We picked out which one we wanted. I poured us each a glass of milk. And then I put those Nazis in the fucking oven. See how they like it. I turned the tables on them. I put them in the oven for like 10 seconds. Oh, money shot right on the lips. And then we kissed after that. And it was we exchanged some of the cookie in each other's mouths. Unbelievable, orgasmic.
I should have done the oven thing. I fucked up with the oven.
Oh, well, hey, are you done? You out?
Well, chocolate chip's my favorite. I consumed all of them. I wish they would send me a box of all chocolate chip.
Yeah, it'd be nice, because let's be honest, who needs a sugar cookie and a Snickerdoo?
Yeah, give me the chocolate chip. Anyway, all right, read the, whatever the verbatim thing.
All right, right now, Antoine is giving all you gays 15% off your order at Antoine'sCookieShop.com. That's Antoine'sCookieShop.com, and use the code Tuesdays. That's ANTOINES cookieshop.com and use the code Tuesdays for 15% off. And look, we're in hell. The world's on pause. Treat yourself. Get a discount and just marvel in these cookies. Just put life on hold and just savor these Nazis because they're so good. You're going to love them.
Yeah, and I want to add this. We are not getting paid more the more cookies we sell.
True.
This is us loving these cookies and wanting you to enjoy them too.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I
white
don't want you to
naked.
think
Oops,
we're
sorry.
not getting commissioned here or commissions or whatever the fuck. Just get the cookies is what we're saying.
Get the
They're really
cookie.
good.
I mean, this guy, he visited me in California. I did a show in, where is that? Rooster Teeth. What city is that?
Sunnyvale.
Sunnyvale. And he came by with a box. I gave him a bunch of the staff. They all shit the bed, and I loved it. And it's really, it's white chocolate macadamia,
Power?
peanut butter, walnut, toffee, oatmeal chocolate chip. I mean, everything you can ask for. It's the best. It's
It comes in a hell of a box. And when you're done with that, you're probably going to be horny.
Yeah.
So you
Oh.
might want to get a Blue Chew. Tuesday Stories is brought to you by Blue Chew, the first chewable dick pill. You're going to love it. You take these things, and man, your dick is harder than a bag of rocks, if that
Yes.
makes sense. Blue Chew has the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, and we all know we're stuck with our partners. You could probably use a little boost, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not lying.
At this point, I mean, it's the same dame over and over and over again. So take a Blue Chew anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since it's chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill. So you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises, which could be any moment now. We got no jobs. We're all at home.
Yeah.
Get weird. Get a Blue Chew. Right now, Mark, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code Tuesdays. Tell them about the deal.
It's pretty great. You just pay $5 in shipping, and you get all that. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code Tuesdays to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the pod. I love Blue Chew. I took one last night, and I can still feel it. So they stay in you, baby.
Thank you, Blue Chew.
And you stay in her.
Yeah, what's going on with your sex? Are you getting laid on the regs, or what's happening these
It's
days?
definitely slowed down just because, you know, she sees me without makeup, and I've gained a lot of pounds. It's all gone to my ass. And, you know, you're just around each other so much that my libido is just like, she'll be there.
Yeah, same. I need weirder, dirtier stuff. I got to be like, hey, you got to put some heels on and hit me with my mandolin so I can come.
I know, and it's almost like jail where I go out to go to the grocery store, and I see a lady walk by, and she looks like Ralphie May, and I'm like, oh, look at her. Holy shit.
I
Quite
thought
a couple of bags
sorry.
of tits on her. Sorry.
No, my bad. It's hard with the video. It looked like you were done. I couldn't tell, and I apologize.
You're good.
But I was saying the same thing. I was like, if there's got to be people hooking up all over for the first time. Like, I feel like if I was stuck with my aunt, I might make a move. 6 months, like you start to be like, you're having a couple cocktails, and you go, who's gonna know? You know?
Yeah. Incest, I bet, has gone through the roof.
For sure. I'm trying. I keep fucking texting my uncle dick pics.
Yeah, say, uncle.
Hey, we have one more sponsor this week, amazingly.
Oh, yeah.
And it's ExpressVPN. Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Being stuck at home these days, you probably don't think much about internet privacy on your own home network. If you open a private lab on your browser, a tab, I should say. Don't open a private lab. That's crazy. If you open a private tab on your browser and no one can see what you're up to, right? Well, I hate to break it to you, but your online activity can still be traced. And we don't want that.
No, incest.
Even if you clear your browsing history, your internet service provider can still see every single website you've ever visited. Yikes.
Ay, vey.
You should never go online without using ExpressVPN. Hide your history. ExpressVPN reroutes your internet connection through their secure servers, and it's anonymous. I love anonymity. Each
yeah.
ExpressVPN server has an IP address that's shared among thousands of users.
Woo-wee! So protect your online activity today. Visit expressvpn.com/Tuesdays, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Tuesdays. One more time, expressvpn.com/Tuesdays to learn more. And surf safely out there, folks.
Yeah, please support the people that support us, for God's sakes, because between this and the Patreon, that's all we got. And let me just say this about the Patreon.
Yeah.
If you can afford, I know there's 22 million out of work, which means there's 250 million not out of work, whatever the numbers are. If you can afford $5 a month, and you're a huge Tuesday, you are missing out right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we've been put up in queefs galore. I'm doing queefs with the lady. We're gonna start putting some fun videos up.
What the
not
fuck,
to mention
man?
all
Why
the
isn't it giving me
backlog.
any fucking
Ton of backlog, all the
items?
episodes. It's really, you gotta get in there if you can afford the means. You can do $5 a month, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
There's also a super gay $50 a month if you want to get crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I don't know if you got a couple people wrote to me saying I think I'm the richest Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one guy was like some kind of butt surgeon or dick twister, something medical, and he was making a ton of money. And he's like, me and my wife are both rich, and I'm a Tuesday, and I think I got everybody beat.
Yeah, there's a couple TV personalities that are fans of the show, and we got some frontline workers out there, which we a big shout out to them. All ladies, by the way.
Hey, female fan.
So thank you to those ladies. Don't die, because we only have about 38 women that listen to the show, so we need
Yeah,
you.
we need that gash
But
and cash.
no, thanks a lot, everybody. But yeah, get on the Patreon. There's a ton of bonus stuff, and just Mark and I have been checking in a couple times a week, half-hour bonuses, and some of the bonus, most recent one, I was like, I wish this was the show. We had some fucking killer shit on there.
Yeah, that was a funny one. I was dying. I was laughing about that after we stopped recording.
Same. And and if you missed it, if you're not, only a couple thousand people know about this. We killed that fucking mouse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got to bring that up.
Ding dong, the mouse is dead. I came out to meditate. I do my morning meditation. I came out and I looked, and he was belly up, head missing, the whole thing.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
He never actually says bitch.
Is that right?
Isn't that weird? Louis told me that, and I was like, no, you're crazy. I've seen it a million times. And you watch it, it says, smile, you son of a...
Oh, that's cool.
It's like an optical illusion.
With the Mandela effect.
Yes, I would have bet $5,000. I'm like, no, he says bitch. I've heard him say it.
Wow, your brain put it in there.
It put it in, but...
in Pulp Fiction, when, what's his name, Travolta and Jackson are walking through the hallway about to go kill those guys,
yeah.
you can hear in the hallway somebody's listening to a boxing match. It's Butch's match.
Really?
Yeah, it's on the radio coming out of an apartment, but it's pretty clear, but I never really thought of it. It's actually Butch's boxing match.
Weird. It must be a replay, though, because it's like 9 in the morning when they go there.
I guess it is, yeah.
I've also heard a rumor that you can hear when he's walking, when Willis is walking through the yard to go get his watch and ends up killing Travolta, you can hear a radio report that the trophy from the dance contest was stolen.
Oh.
But I've tried to hear it, and I can never hear it. I've, like, cranked it up and, like, put my ear in there.
Wow, interesting. All right, I've also heard, and this is a hearsay or queersay, but they say that Travolta's character Vega is brothers with Mr. Blonde.
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah.
You've heard that?
Vincent Vega and
Is that Keitel?
no, it's Michael Madsen. Vic Vega, Toothpick Vic Vega.
Aha.
Yeah, they're siblings.
Ah, look at that.
Which is fun. Yeah. You
All
know, it's
right.
interesting too. He made those 2 amazing L.A. movies, and then didn't make an L.A. movie for years until Hollywood.
Yeah, which you're not a fan of.
Well, I thought it could have been a lot better, and like so many movies, on second viewing, I was like, I do love this. There's just parts I wish were cut.
Yeah.
There's huge chunks of the movie I love. I'm really into, like I said, like the ending is like amazing.
Yeah.
I just think the part, like Margot Robbie going to the movies is long.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then the scene with DiCaprio when he's in the movie is way too long. It's like 30 minutes of the scene of him as a cowboy. It just keeps going and going and going.
Right. But any scene with Brad Pitt was amazing. Like when he
Agreed.
goes to the ranch, this tense when he meets the guy, whatever that guy's Spawn, whatever his name is, who
Right.
was sleeping. All that part was crazy. The flat tire guy, he's like, fix it. That was incredible. And the driving, and then when he fought Bruce Lee, all that shit was amazing. And then when Leo is melting down in the trailer, I love that. You know, he's like, what do you got to drink 8 whiskeys, you fucking homo? What are you doing to yourself? Oh man! But I agree, there was a lot of fat on it.
I wish they cut about 20 minutes off. I think this happens a lot with these filmmakers that get final cuts. Sally Menke, his editor, died. I think sometimes you have these filmmakers that get to a point where no one's going, hey, why don't we, I don't know if we need all that.
Right.
They start to get a little too kooky. But
Well-
I do love a lot of that movie.
Speaking of movies, I'm going to give an exclusive Tuesday hot tip here. So my
One
special's coming
second,
out
fellas.
May 12th,
Just need to check a
allegedly.
couple messages there.
And I'm trying to do everything
All
different with these
right.
specials. You know, nobody
think I'm
shoots the
gonna make it
audience
to the
anymore.
third
Nobody has
level.
an intro anymore. Nobody does this anymore.
Pretty
Nobody, so I'm
fucking
doing
tight.
all those things
Do a
that
final
no one
check
does
for
anymore
items.
again.
All right, bringing it back.
Trying to bring it back just because if you do everything how everybody does it, now you're just everybody else.
Right.
So
That's why everything's cyclical.
Yes, Ryan's cyclical. So I'm like, all right. So I want to have an intro, but what the hell can I have an intro? How you don't want to have a cheesy thing where you fall into a manhole or some dumb joke or you slip on a banana peel. So I said, hey, and I probably shouldn't give this away, but fuck it, the Tuesdays they need something.
Give it away now.
I got the hog out here, and I got a desolate, apocalyptic Manhattan. I'm doing Vanilla Sky parody.
Oh, I like it.
I go out there, me and Salacuse, my video guy, we went out there at 6 a.m. 2 days ago. It's nothing but bags of garbage, a couple cops, and a few hobos. And we shot this motherfucker. He's got a hatchback. We pulled that mofo open. We pulled the hatchback trunk open. He's sitting in the back filming me. I'm going down Broadway in 46. It's just me out there, me in the
Wow.
wind.
That's a thrill. I mean, even if he fucking left the lens cap on, that's a fucking killer experience.
It was pretty great. I felt like I owned the whole city, and cops were going by, and they're, we have no permit, we have no money, we got no juice, and they were like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, there's bigger fish to fry. I mean, we shouldn't be frying those fish anyways.
That's true. It's bad. It's high cholesterol.
That's incredible. I can't wait to see it. How does it look? Did you watch the dailies?
I watched a little, and we were. It was so cold. It was like 35 degrees, and I was wearing I'm wearing the shit I'm wearing in the special, so I'm wearing basically nothing. And it was so cold that we were like, all right, I think we got it. We shot for like an hour and a half, and it's like 7:30. We're all tired and gay, and we're like, fuck it, let's go home. We get home, we look at the dailies, we're like, we forgot this shot, so now we're going back tomorrow.
Oh, man.
I'm an idiot.
It's just fun making things.
It is, and it felt good to do something, even though it was depressing. Like, shooting that stuff is so fun. You're with your friends, you're in New York, you're on a bike, the wind is in your hair. But after we go, that was great. Let's go hit a diner.
Yeah. The diner, I wanted to rectify. We talked about New York last week and the things we love about New York and don't love. And I left out so many things. I was being slightly cynical and comical.
Right.
But the movie theaters and the diners, that's what I love most about New York and miss most.
Yeah, those diners, man. And it's open anytime. It's so welcoming. You're like, hey, it's 4 a.m. What should we do? I don't want to go home. Diner.
Late night diner. I mean, you can get a fucking chicken parm or a flounder or a can of soup.
Yes.
At any time. 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 10 in the morning, whatever. All
Yeah,
morning.
there's no judgment either. You can order a cup of coffee and the swordfish. Some Guatemalan guy just makes it and brings it back. There's no like, what? Swordfish?
Yeah, and the movie theaters, we're losing them left and right, and I'm hoping that we don't lose a bunch more because of this, but the IFC, when you go in there, I go by myself, I sit down, I watch Swallow right when the shit was all going down.
Right.
You're sitting there by yourself and you watch a movie that you can't really see anywhere else in America. I love those fucking cinemas and the diners, and I miss both of them.
Yeah, the
horrendously.
diners. That's a good call. Yeah,
That's-
we're definitely going to lose some movie theaters. There's no doubt about it. They were
And
struggling
some
before.
diners.
What's that?
And some diners also.
Yeah. Brutal.
I worry, but there's some promising studies. I don't want to get too into quarantine because people are hearing too much quarantine, so maybe we shouldn't even go down there. But I saw that study out of Stanford that said like fucking 80 times more people have it
Really?
than they thought. Yeah, so there might be some good news coming soon. I don't know.
Wait, that's a good thing?
Yeah, because that would mean the mortality rate's way lower. Because there's not more deaths that we don't know about.
Right.
So if
Interesting.
it turned out that there was an extra
Fuck
5 million
me
people
in
that
the
had
face.
it and just had no signs, that would mean the mortality rate's pretty low, actually.
All right. Yeah, I think this is my prediction. If this keeps going the way it's going with the quarantining and the mask and you can't go out, I think there's going to be 2 camps. There's going to be the scared, safe, play it by the book guys, and then there's going to be a couple people who just get together and go have meetings, go have little concerts, like almost speakeasy,
Right.
on the hush, and they're going to be called groupers or something. They're just going to sit there and be like, "We're going to Jeff's garage and watch a comedy show. We're going to watch Debbie Does Dallas. Yeah, fuck the 6 feet. We're going to hug."
Yeah, we'll be fugitives and shit.
Yeah, it's like Demolition Man. You go down to that underground layer, and there's Dennis Leary hanging out with a bunch of derelicts.
Yeah. When's the last time he was in a movie?
Well, he had a moment. He was in The Ref. He was a leading man for 10
that was
minutes.
20 years ago. That's what I mean. He was in The Ref, and he was in The Sandlot, and he was in My Sister's Ass, and then he was in Judgment Night.
He was great in Your Sister's Ass. That was 5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh shit, I have not been paying attention to the chat.
Uh,
Chessie's back
yeah, he was
in.
a lot
Always
of shit.
glad
He
to
was-
see
he was in
Chessie.
Rescue Me. He was a lead on a show.
How you doing?
Oh,
This
they
is a
had
new
Sex, Drugs, and
game.
Rock and
It's
Roll.
Risk
He's had
of
multiple
Rain.
shows,
It's
but
the
I feel
greatest
like
game of
movies,
all
he's
time.
kinda out.
Yeah, he really faded. I never
And
thought
then
he
we
was that
got,
talented, if I'm being honest.
Amazing
Can
career. Yeah, big
058.
thief. He stole
If you're
a
still there, buddy,
Right.
jokes and stuff.
sure, I can tell you whatever you want. What's up?
Famous story where Louis said he just ripped off his asshole bit and made it into that song. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And Louis just said, like, everybody in Boston's like, what are you gonna let this happen? This redheaded cum guzzler is taking your shit. And he's like, I'll write another bit. And then like 10 years later, they did O&A or something together, and he goes, oh yeah, Louis. And out of guilt, he wrote him a check for like 10 grand.
Yeah, well, that's the thing he did. He's taken care of a ton of people that he was reported to have stolen from. So he made some amends, which is good.
Yeah. Now I feel bad about trashing him. I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's nice, but I don't know.
Ah, you didn't trash him. You said you didn't find him particularly talented. That's
All
not
right.
trash.
It's trashing.
I mean, it would hurt my feelings, but
The 9 people in
but
the room love
people
to
tweet
skip
it right at me.
fellas.
So
Throw me a like, throw me a
Right,
follow.
right,
Trying to
right.
get to
Well, I mean,
45
those
followers.
tweets.
Stuck on
I
42
try to just
for
tweet every now and then just to have an
weeks.
outlet, just to keep joke writing as an exercise going.
course.
And I'll tweet something, and right when you tweet something, you're still vulnerable. You're raw. You're like, oh, let's see how this goes. So somebody will always slide right in and go, this is comedy? Boy, you're getting rusty. Oh, you've lost it. And you're like, ah, look, I can take a zing, but not right when I tweet it. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you, I have muted and blocked more people than I ever have before. I'm muting everybody. If you're hearing this, most likely you're muted on my Twitter. I'm just a mute machine.
You're a mutant.
I'm a mutiny on the bounty, baby. I mean, not that all the people that. First of all, there's a million heartwarming tweets and messages and emails, and it's quite kind.
Yeah.
But some of the tweets you
Not
mute,
set up
block,
for
can't do
links
it.
right now.
Right. And some people on Twitter-
Unfortunately, what's going on?
Horrible debaters.
Can someone in the chat click
And
that
trying to
link?
debate, I'm
That's
like,
totally
you're
not
Joe,
a
you gotta
virus
come
and it's
with
totally
something.
not a
Give me
threat.
something that makes
And
sense.
then let us
Yeah,
report
yeah,
back to
totally.
the chat.
And then you start realizing you look them up.
It looks like it's just a
you have
Rumble
3
video though.
followers,
So.
And you're mean. If you have 3 followers, you should be the nicest guy on the planet and try to build a little relationship here.
Right. It's crazy. Well, you got one guy, I tweeted the Louis special and it went fucking haywire. I mean, people were just, it went viral. People were like, fuck you, you scumbag, you tyrant, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him. He's like, well, take it down. What are you doing? Just it doesn't matter. So I take it down. Then you get the guys that are like, you fucking pussy. You took it down. One guy's like, I lost a lot of respect for you. He's got a fake name and a fake photo. I'm like, you're a fake. What are you talking about? Respect for me? You're nobody. You're hiding. You have a
Right.
fake identity. You're just tweeting at strangers as a completely false identity?
But that's
Get the
thing.
fuck out of here.
Now you realize, oh, you're just yelling at me about your shit. You're just projecting, you fucking queef.
Yeah, you're nothing.
Nothing. It's the guy who hates gays, and then he's blowing Ricky Bobby under the table.
But we should point out, because we talk about this stuff a lot, the vast majority, are positive and nice and
Yes,
friendly, and we
yes.
love you, Big Tuesday. Thanks for your service, yada yada. So,
You're right. We should
and that's
focus
same
on
with comedy club goers. Most of them
Right.
sit, they love it, they're great, they laugh, they don't get offended. The majority of people never get offended.
Yeah. No,
So-
you're right. You're right. But it's that squeaky wheel gets the lube thing, you know?
I'm so happy, by the way. Speaking of lube, I bought 3 cans of fucking fuck water at the place by your house right before this all. Thank
Oh,
Christ.
Man, you're like a lane with sponges. You got in there. You got the last case.
I'm sure you can get them online, but they don't have it on Amazon. That fuck water is first class.
Yeah, I
And,
gotta try that. I'm using some shit I got in a swag bag, and it's a little crunchy.
No, this fuck water, like I said, it feels like a hot load, and it tastes a little different than a hot load, but it's really good stuff.
Yeah, all right, I'll try it because it's the Sahara over here, if you know what I mean.
Let me ask you, we're going to wrap up soon, but we have a female Tuesday who's
Ooh.
friends with, you've met her, she's friends with Sarah. She sent out a thing to a bunch of friends saying, tell me who's wrong and who's right in this situation. So I want to get your thoughts.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well,
Fatty.
she has a friend of our friend, has a friend who was on a, I don't want to say because that sounds too specific. Bleep that out, Shelby. She was on a vacation,
Okay.
and she fucked a guy, hot guy, sexy man. He fucks her, pulls out, comes all over her, then
So far, so good.
licks up all of his own cum and eats it. The whole thing. Every ounce of cum, he licks it up, eats it, swallows it. Now, our friend, Tuesday, she's like, there's no way that happened. That's a fake story. I'm saying, I think that happened.
Wait. Somebody you know said this happened to them. Where's this coming from?
Friend of ours
Okay.
has a friend we don't know. Unknown friend.
Okay.
From a different circle of friends.
Yeah.
This is an unknown woman telling a friend of ours that she was like on a vacation, guy blew his load on her, and then just licked it all up.
Huh.
And the friend of ours, the Tuesday, is like, there's no way she's lying. She thinks she's full of shit.
No, I think that happened. I totally believe it. First of all, just the location you mentioned earlier, bleeped out, says something's up. These people are already a little kooky, and I know a guy who does that.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say his name because I don't want to be outed.
Secret
I don't think you know. I
area.
used to work with him at a restaurant. He used to work at a restaurant. His name's Justin, and he used to plow this gal Elizabeth, and she would ride him, and she was such a squirter that she would squirt pools all over his stomach, and then she would go like a kid who spills yoo-hoo on a counter.
But here's the thing. I mean, if you want to eat your own jizz, that's fine, you know. And that's cool, man. But you can't do it on a first-time hookup stranger.
No, totally.
You got to really get in there and marry that dame.
That's a second date situation.
But my wife heard the story, and she's like, "That's the grossest. I would throw up if somebody did that." And I'm like, "Boy, I'm glad we had this talk because I'm 2 days of quarantine away from it."
Yeah, I don't know. I bet some gals would dig it. I mean, because that's what they do. So if the guy does it, it's almost like, hey, we're equal.
That's what they do. What do you? Oh, they eat cum. You mean?
Yeah, a lot of ladies really down that stuff like it's a protein shake. I guess it kind of is.
What?
But
Oh,
yeah.
I know we have a running gag about me eating my own cum, but I think I'd rather eat another guy's cum than my own.
oh, interesting.
That's really off-putting.
Well, that works out for me. But yeah, that's interesting. I'd rather eat my own.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
What would you rather, smell your own fart or another guy's fart?
I like my own farts. They're
There
funny.
you go.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I'll eat my own cum just for fun, just to see.
Put it on the Patreon.
But that's what I'm like, yeah, I think that's a real story. I mean, first of all, it's a crazy story to make up.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, it's like you hook up with a lunatic. That happens.
Yeah, and you mentioned he was a hot guy. Hot guys, they get bored real quick. They've done it all
Okay.
early. I think you get bored. You got to try new shit.
That's a good point. If you want a normal, straight-through sex, you got to fuck a guy with a shaved head and a mustache and glasses.
There you go. Yeah, you're meeting potatoes. That guy, he had a Ferrari when he was 9. He was probably banging Lindsay Lohan at 12. Like, he's done it all already. He's got to up it. It's like those Wall Street guys who hire these midgets to step on their sack.
Good point. Yeah, so I think it's a true story. I think you went out on a trip and you got a fucking kook.
Yeah,
You got
I
a
think so,
cum-eating
too.
kook.
And it's a victimless crime. If this guy wants to do it, let him slurp.
Yeah, it saves you a towel and a sock or whatever.
There you go. And much like Marie Antoinette, let them eat jizz.
But man, what a weird post-sex. All the weird kinky shit. All I can ever think about is what's it like right after.
Yeah, that's one of those when you see that happen, you go, I got to tell my friend about this.
Yeah, but it must be that moment of like, you want to get a pizza or what do you want to do? You know?
Yeah, right. You want to hit that buffet? Oop, sorry.
Oof. Yucky.
Giving it away.
Anyways, well, I
Yeah.
think this is a hell of an ep.
I think it was killer.
That might have been our best quarantine ep.
Lights out. That was lunch.
Good stuff. Well, I got nothing to plug except for the Patreon. Go on the Patreon. Ton of bonus shit. It's $5 a month. You won't even notice it leaving your account. Do that. And I got another podcast, Mindful Metal Jacket. You can check out. A lot of fun episodes. Mike Kaplan, Ari Shafir, and I don't know, Sarah, Chloe.
Hey. Sounds good to me. Yeah,
That's
check
it.
out my special coming out on the 12th, hopefully, if barring some unforeseen incident. And yeah, follow us on the tweets and the grams if you're not already. And yeah, I guess that's it. Keep looking out for these queefs and whatnot.
Yeah, and stream our albums. We need income. I mean, I'm fucking bleeding money out. It's brutal. So go stream our albums and a bunch. Just have them on the other room. You don't even have to listen to them. Just have them playing on a loop in the other room.
Here, here. Well said. And yeah, let me know if you eat your own jizz.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Take it easy. Bye. Oh, I wonder if we should plug that Grossman thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll tell them. Well, maybe we'll save it. I don't know.
We'll do
I
it
think we're out
next
of
week.
time. All right.
All right.
Got it.
All right.
Nice.
Take it easy. Sweet.
No one wants to be themselves. Up in the
All right, next episode. Still 8 people in the room. Let's get the chat going, fellas. Have you ever eaten your own cum?
Hit her in the face with
Has a lady ever eaten her own squirt off your chest?
Bag.
I won't tell anybody. You can trust me.
And she didn't even flush. Knock, knock. Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Okay, we're here. We're live. Fucking fuck, suck dicks, and
Rolling. Hey, yeah, queef, jizz, anal. Black power.
I'm looking at my wife's vibrator right here. It's sitting next to me. I'm on the bed.
Prove it.
Well, I don't want to put it on YouTube. I showed you off camera.
All right. I'll smell your fingers later.
All right, here it is.
Oh, wow. That's
What
like
the
a
fuck is
taser.
that?
She's numb down there.
Yeah, you're telling me. It's happened to me twice in my whole life, and both times have been in the middle of the fucking whatever quarantine, whatever we're calling it.
Uh-huh.
Is I've just been like, I can't have sex. I got nothing. Never had that my whole life. I got to get some Blue Chew because
Wait, you couldn't get it up?
I mean, we didn't even get to a point where it's not up. It was just like, do you want to have sex? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like, I'm just sitting there being like, I can't. And then today, I'm horny all day. Like, I've turned into like a woman who's trying to get pregnant. I'm like, I'm ovulating right now.
Oh, you're in heat.
Yeah, but like, there's like times where like my wife's never initiated sex. She's like, we could have sex. And I'm like, sorry. You're a
Same.
good kid, but I can't. I'm just like, I've never had that happen ever.
Yeah. It's not a good feeling, but if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. You know, you feel like an old lady. You're like, I got a headache. You're gross. Get away from me, old hag.
Well, part of it is I need jeans. You got to put your jeans on and your makeup on, and I got to see you out and about. We're in here with
Oh.
sweatpants all day, a pair of slippers
Interesting.
that my sister got her. There's no
Interesting.
makeup. There's no hairbrush. No,
Really?
you know, yeah, it's like a hoodie. She's dressed like me.
Yeah.
I got to
Shaved
see my wife on stage talking to someone, you know, in a pair of jeans and a blouse maybe.
That's still pretty regular. I mean, you went from hoodie to jeans. It's not that crazy. I could see if you said cocktail dress or bikini or furry.
But
you go-
lady jeans. Tight
right.
lady jeans.
I always say there's nothing hotter. Women always go all out with these blousy, flowy bullshit. They're pastel. Tight jeans, heels, and a tight shirt. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
hottest.
I agree. Jeans and heels. Forget about it. I mean, come on. And a t-shirt. I'll tell you what I hate is that thing with the shoulder cut off. This little
get outta
the
here.
triangle missing. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. Your shoulders stink.
I don't mind a shoulder. Like it was just a swoop, and her whole arm comes out. I like that.
Well, I mean, if full disclosure or whatever, fold the shoulder. I like a shoulder. I
Yeah.
just don't like when it's just the shoulder exposed. It just looks goofballs.
I see. Well, yeah, when they get all wacky with the asymmetry, we got a diamond cut out in your armpit. I don't get it.
Fuck a diamond.
Yeah. Shine
Like
bright.
diamond. By the way, have you seen? I want to come back to this, but have you seen the trailer for the Beastie Boys documentary or watched the documentary?
I have not. I'm dying to see it.
Well, it's on Apple TV, but I can already tell all the scenes where they're flashing back and stuff look amazing. But it's a quote unquote experience,
Uh-oh.
and the two living
I
ones are
did
on
see
stage
it.
talking.
Hate it. Hate the talking.
I'm not gonna be able to handle it. It looks like a one-man show. They're like, when we first met, man, shit was crazy, and I'm like, you can't. It makes me want to throw up to watch two guys watch a documentary
Yeah.
and comment on. I can't do it. I
I'm
won't.
totally with you. It feels like a dumb TED talk, and they're gonna be wooing too much. You know, they're gonna go, you know, back in Brooklyn in '88, they're gonna go, ah! It's like, yeah, we got it. Just give me the information, you cunts.
Yeah, give me the film, and I hate people talking. Like, it's very one-man showy, and who wants to watch
Oh,
a movie? That's what
my
the movie's about.
Right? I never got that. I'm with you. And also, one of them died of the Big C. So that's gonna come up. That's gonna have a candlelight vigil. We're gonna do a séance and a hug. It's gonna be
I know.
brutal.
It's too much. Just make the movie. Spike Jones made it, which is nice, and he's friends with them or whatever. He was at the cellar that night. That was
I
exciting.
love Spike Jones. I got a weird place in my asshole for Spike Jones.
Yeah, he's terrific. But
Skateboard guy, the whole thing. Great movies. Being John Malk.
Her,
Yes.
that's fun. And then he's Giovanni Ribisi in Lost in Translation.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then Her is like a response. If you notice, those films are very similar. There's a lot of twin shots in there.
Oh, that's big.
And Lost in Translation was like Sofia Coppola communicating with Spike Jones, and then Her is him talking back to her. It's pretty fun.
Wow, I think she did a better job.
Yeah, her movie's better, I think. But you know what's funny is I saw like a poll. It's not funny, but somebody was like, which do you prefer? And like the majority preferred Her.
Oh, really?
But I also think it's an internet thing, and Lost Translation was like 03.
That's true.
So all these whippersnappers saw this movie when they were 14. They never even heard of this other bullshit.
Right, and Lost in Translation, it's pretty slow. I mean, I remember when it came out, I was like, "Oh man, Bill Murray in a full. He's the lead. He's the protagonist. I can't wait." And I remember being a little like, "He's not really bringing the heat here."
Well,
It was
it's
subtle.
It's slow, but Her is not exactly Saving Private Ryan. I mean,
Well, that's true. Yeah. It's not Tango and Cash, but it doesn't have Bill Murray as the lead. You see Bill Murray on the poster. I'm going, we're gonna have some zingers, some yucks, some sarcasm, and it was he had a half a smile in 3 minutes of the movie, and that was it.
he's got some funny lines in there. There's some jokes, but I mean that's one of my favorite movies.
What about
But,
that ending though? That's a little vague, don't you think?
Oh, I love that ending.
Come on!
I put that ending in my ass. I come all over my tits.
It's a little, I don't want to say pretend, but a little precious.
I like the preciousness. I'll tell you, I was just telling the story the other day. I lived here when that movie came out, September 2003. I was going to the New York Film Academy, as did you.
Yeah.
And
Worked there.
I had a friend, my friend Leslie, who was like I had a big crush on, and we were buddies. We went to the same class, the same school, whatever. And she had a boyfriend at the time, and I was like in love with her, and I think she had feelings for me. We're still friendly now.
Uh-huh.
And now she's married, I'm married, the whole thing. But I had a crush on her physically, emotionally. We talked movies. We stayed up all night. We walked all around the city. We bonded over everything.
Wow.
And then we went and saw that movie.
Oh, that's
And-
why you love it.
Well, that's part of the reason, but it still holds up. So we saw that movie, and then afterwards she's like, boy, I really love the ending. I love that he just kissed her, you know? That was really awesome. And I'm a fucking moron. And I was like, yeah. Well, take care. And looking back, like she was like, kiss me, you fucking idiot. And like I was like, you know, I'm a comedian. I'm on the road. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, she has a husband who's there, and she had a boyfriend. So I was like, I don't want. She has a boyfriend. I don't know. I'm so insecure. This lady was just feeding me the kiss, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's neat.
I get it. You want to come up for some coffee? That's a little late.
Exactly. I'm like, I regret it to this day. We ended up, you know, bequeathing each other later, but
Oh, you boinked?
I don't want to. You know what I mean? She's got a personal life, but we've spent time together down the road when we were both single. We met up
Oh,
again.
okay.
but
Okay.
Never got to date. She was the one that got away. Of course, it all worked out for both of us. But man,
Right.
that was that moment when she said it. She should have been like, I love that he kissed her. I'm like, well, you're gonna love this, and then dipped her and kissed her. I couldn't. say that.
It's so funny because, I mean, a couple things like this. One, women love that guy. They love that guy who just dips and takes charge and does it. But on the flip anal, if you do that the wrong time, you go to jail.
Yeah, bad dip is bad. You
Bad
don't have
dip.
a bad dip.
No, that's double dip. You go right to prison. You get fired off the movie shoot. So it's this weird balance that the women go, "Hey, you pussy, why didn't you make a move?" You're like, "Well, it's like that Louis joke, you know, like why didn't you just go
Yeah.
for it?" He's like, "Well, I just got to go for it on the chance you like being raped."
You don't want to be a dipshit.
Hey, there it is.
A dipshit.
Dipstick.
But anyways, I love that movie. But I want to go back to the attractiveness, because that's the other thing is like when you're hanging out too much like this with your partner, you become very buddies, which is
Yes.
good. We have a great thing going. We're laughing all day. We're having a good time. But we're a couple buddies. You don't want to fuck your buddy. I don't want to fuck you.
You don't?
No, I'm afraid not. You're very
Ah.
attractive.
I've been waiting to dip you. I was waiting for the right moment, but I get the play. We're in a tree house, we're eating popcorn, we're making s'mores and telling ghost stories. I got a candle up to my chin like a douche. I'm with you. It's pajamas and we're playing boy talk. We're playing that board game, Girl Talk, where you call the boy. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was big in the 90s. It was a board game where you call a boy and had a fake phone.
Oh, I
Girls-
remember that. I think I saw that. I think my sister had that.
Yeah, me and the lady are playing that over here. We got candles lit and Amy Mann is on. I got a period.
We're playing Mousetrap.
Up here.
Ah,
But
killing it.
it is tricky though. It's just you see they're in the sweatpants and you're having giggles, and then we're talking about God and Christ and eternity, and like we're in depth of conversation. It's
Yeah.
hard to be like, all right, well, let me spit in your asshole and see what comes of it.
Yeah, I get it. It's tough, and it's like
Oh,
Seinfeld.
spit in your
I
asshole.
keep bringing up Sign, but we're pretty used to that. But
What we do.
there's no awkward pauses. The whole thing's one big sleepover.
Well, that's the
shit.
tricky thing about long-term relationships, I think, is there's nothing naughty about it anymore.
Yes.
And then you go through naughty fantasies, but even those you start to run out of. You're like, yeah, I'm a fucking 17-year-old pool boy that's, raped your dad or whatever it is.
Sure.
Those run out of juice, and then you're like, all right, I got to come up with some new shit or something.
I know, and then I'm like, man, is my libido gone? Am I homosexual? Am I a eunuch? And then I go outside and I see the 78-year-old male woman of color, and I'm like, holy shit! Look at those envelopes.
Yeah, that's where it gets
Look, that's all.
tricky. Tricky Ricky. I don't know what the solution, but to me, seeing my lady in the outside world really helps. She's on stage, she's doing well. Maybe a couple guys are like, hey, what do you do? Like a guy wanting to fuck her helps, but no one here wants to fuck her.
Well, yeah, just you and the mouse, and he's
Yeah.
dead.
Well, he already tried. That's why I had to kill him.
I heard he was well hung.
By the way, I think I said this already on the Queefs, but I just want to say thanks to the one fucking guy that wrote in and was like, hey, if you see one mouse, you probably have one mouse.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen a second mouse. We'd beheaded that one, and there's no other mice. We had one mouse.
Well, that's the thing. People like fucking you. They like it a little bit. It's like I always say, when I tweet something and it has a typo in it, I'll delete it real quick and then put the right one up, and some guy has to go, oh, second time's a charm. I caught it. Like, yeah. It was out there in public. You're not cool.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's all ego, I think. People
I
want to.
guess.
There's
Well-
something fun about having an effect if they spook you.
Yeah, exactly. They think they know behind the scenes. They got one on you or some shit. It's like, no, it was public knowledge. It was out there. I deleted it. But I gotta bring this up there, Fatty.
Uh-oh.
So my mom and me are connecting more, which sounds good on paper, but it's a real pain in my dick. She's
Yeah.
a talker. She wants to call. She wants to connect.
Sounds
So-
horrible on paper.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So she's sending me books. This is her move. Books, Jerry. And she sent me book after book, and every day she goes, "Did you get the book?" And I go, "I didn't get it. It's not here. The mailman hasn't come. I haven't gotten the book." And she's like, "All right." And she's pissed. And she's mad at me because the book's not here. So that's the first stage of hell. The second one is, "Did you get the book?" "I got the book." And she goes, "What do you think?" "It's a book. Let me sit with it for a minute. I didn't finish it. I just got it today."
Yeah, I
So-
read at 3 pages every 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the one I got today. Now, this is the first prop comedy of all time on Tuesdays, but just take a look at that.
What the fuck is going on?
Come on. This is where we're at here. This is the connection me and my parents have. Is that rich? Is that gold or what?
Is that the dude from Everybody Loves Raymond?
For the folks at home, if you're not watching, the list is in shambles. But it's Brad Garrett's biography of When the Ball Drops. From Everyone Loves Raymond. Brad Garrett, the older brother with the deep voice.
Oh, that book sucks.
Book
Of course it
sucks.
sucks.
my mother bought me fucking Jeff Foxworthy. Family is a F word or family's a four-letter word or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember opening it on Christmas morning and being like, "What?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
what is that book called? Family's an F word, or the F word is family? Family's the F word, or something like that."
Well, there's F is for family. That's Bill Burr.
Oh shit! Well, that one's good. It's a great title. Whatever the fuck.
I know what you're talking. It's a 4-letter word or something. Fuck your mom. I can't remember, but that's the thing.
God.
It has 1 inch of comedy involved, and they go, he'll love it. And then the pressure's on me because they're like, did you read it yet? And I don't want to be like, it stinks. You're an idiot. you don't know me at all, you queef. Come
Oh
on.
man, I haven't
crazy
laughed that
coos.
hard since fucking Golden Girls season
You
3.
don't know
That's
at all,
the
you
third one
queen.
this week. I got
That's
others.
so
The
good.
other one's called Humor Code.
God, it's such a bummer. Yeah, I can remember getting a shirt. I'm afraid to even say. I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
I know, I know.
but yeah, same. I've been in the same boat where you're like, what? Or like my uncle's like, dude, this is your song. This makes me think of you whenever I hear this. And it's Sheryl Crow. I'm gonna soak up the sun. Remember that song? I'm gonna soak up the sun.
Of
He's like,
course.
that's you, baby. And I'm like, meanwhile, I'm in the fucking fetal position under my bed that I'm afraid I'm gonna die. I think
Right.
Sheryl Crow fucking sucks assholes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is that what you think I'm into?
I know, and you just take it because you don't want to. It'll ruin their whole thought of you. Like they built this whole image of you in their head, and if you tell them no, I don't want to crush anybody like that.
I know. I get stuff like this. Like I went to Iraq twice and Kuwait to do comedy, and so I think like my uncles are all military guys, so I'll get like memes
like you're in
from
boot
them.
camp.
I do look. I have the look right now, but I'll
Yeah.
get memes of like, Merry Christmas from America, and it's like a B-52 and a bomb, and like kids burning, and they're like, they send me that kind of shit. I'm like, I'm not that guy.
I know.
I'm not the military guy. I'm grateful for people that serve, but you're like,
Right.
I'm not one of those guys. And I'm like, I like Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now because they're art, not
Right.
because I'm like, we fucked them up, bro.
I know.
God, I'm
It's-
fucking crying.
It's a bummer, but it's too jarring to tell them no, so you just go with it.
Yeah, now you have to like read a few excerpts of Brad Garrett's book. I mean, that fucking headshot is just perfect. The title, it's
know.
fucking amazing.
I know, and I even feel bad for him because I never want to write a book, and when somebody puts it up to a camera, the other guy dies laughing because of how stupid it looks.
I mean,
But,
that is bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's
tough.
funny. There's probably some jokes. I remember my parents went and saw him live at the Comedy Connection years ago, and they said that the opener was funnier. It was like
Oh.
that his opener was a writer for the show. I don't know who it was,
Oh, wow.
but the
That's-
writer was probably some stand-up comic that got a job punching up, and he's a killer
Exactly.
comic.
Probably like Jeff Cesario or somebody like that.
You know what's interesting about Brad Garrett? From what I understand, he was doing better than Romano in stand-up when
Yeah.
the show happened. Like he was
I
like a
believe
headliner.
it.
Romano was kind of a feature.
I saw them. Now we're getting real deep into Garrett world, but I saw him. They did James Lipton used to have like the whole cast on. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
He had like the Simpsons and all these people, and he had the Ray Romano cast. And Garrett was the only one funny. He was like holding court and being funny in the moment, where the rest of them were all just quiet.
Yeah, funny guy from what I understand. I mean, maybe his stand-up was great too, and he's great on Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
That was another
good.
season 7. Yeah,
He was good in that. Yeah. You don't try, you do.
52% of all turns are left turns. You know that?
Yeah.
Well, last
you're
night we
right.
had an epic Seinfeld talk.
Nah.
You, me, and Sean Donnelly, who can really, he's in there. He's
He
one
can
of
hang.
us. Yeah,
He
he
can
can hang. And I was literally in the shower texting with you guys. I couldn't stop because I kept hearing the boot, boot. And I was dying to see what you guys were texting. We all just fucking nerded out on favorite Seinfeld seasons and episodes.
Yes.
And I was like crying, laughing in the shower. I was in the shower
Same.
for like 45 minutes, like fucking Kramer.
Yeah, I know. You go, I'm in the shower, and I pictured you, that scene from Goodfellas where he gets the heist, and he's like, ah, Carrie! He's hitting the wall.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing you doing, but just saying Kramer.
Oh, Jimmy!
Yeah, Jimmy, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, That is so much fun to me, and I've spent so much time thinking about the best seasons that anytime there's a discussion, I'm like, I got it figured out. Hold on, I got you. I got it. I got it all worked out here.
I know.
But it really is like 5, 6, and 7. I don't want to get too deep because some people don't watch it. Are just the 3 best seasons of any show fucking ever.
Hands down, no doubt about it. And it was so organic how it happened because this is like 11:30 at night. Donnelly just sends out a text like, "Here's a funny line," and then you throw out a funny line, and I throw out a funny line, and then we start going into it. And it was so we do so many Zooms and podcasts and whatnots. It felt fun. It felt like a hang.
Yeah, it was really fun. And what's amazing, and I think we've talked about it before, like a couple of schoolgirls, but what's amazing is like that show. They made that show. And we're both here in New York City on the Zoom doing a podcast because of it, essentially.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
I know. I didn't want to say it, but as we were talking about, I was like, I know this guy. I remember I kept thinking that. Like, I know the guy we're talking about.
That part is the craziest.
It's too crazy.
I've said it before.
Analyze it.
It's the most insane thing that's happened in comedy.
It's
like,
insane.
The TV credits, the private jets, the fans is nice, and like, Soder has an HBO special, which is crazy, and Nate is famous. He's like golfing with Mookie Betts. But there's nothing more insane than you're friends with Seinfeld. Well, friends is in quotes, but whatever.
Yeah. But if I could argue, the Louis Netflix hug is up there.
Well, the Louis thing is insane. That's like the second craziest thing.
The hug, though, that's insane. Like you're the number one guy that he wants to be with before a special, and he hugs you, and he kept it in.
Well, the Louis thing, I always say that the insanity of the
Where's
Louis
the portal?
is sometimes he calls, and I go, I can't. That's crazy. Like that's an insane level. But I think we talked about this on air. Is like Louis. We've looked up to Louis. We've idolized Louis since like 2003.
Yeah.
We were like 20. Seinfeld, it's like we were 12 years old, and I never, as into as Louis as I was, I never came home every night and watched 2 hours of Louis every single night for fucking 10 years.
Right. And not till
fuck you in your fucking face. What kind of item drop is that?
Household name is tough, but like my mom didn't know who he was.
Oh, really? Because he got real big. I mean, he was at the
big.
Oscars and People magazine. He was Rolling Stone cover and shit.
He got big, but I remember as a kid going to visit my grandma, and we would talk about Seinfeld. Like, did you see the episode where Elaine had her nipple out and all that? It was like a thing that our aunts, uncles, cousins, it was must-see TV. That's what I'm talking about.
The final episode, 90 million people watched.
Insane.
That's like a third of the country. It's fucking wild.
And then he ruined it all with B-Movie.
But yeah, no, that's the craziest.
Yeah.
And also, like I mentioned it already, but Soder having an HBO special is also fucking bananas.
It was like Chris Rock and then Soder. How'd we get here?
Yeah, wild.
Time is kooky. How about this? I went to a party last week.
Oh, boy.
I didn't want to tell you.
Here we go. We're all going to die. Well, I'm starting to loosen my restrictions here.
You're loosening your puss.
Well, I just think
you're dilating.
At this point, I mean, I've been walking around and doing the hoo-hoos, but we were saying the other day, I'm like, if fucking you and Ari and fucking Big Dick Rogers all came over here, we all watched movies for 5 hours, and then you left. What's going to happen?
That's what I'm saying.
It's one thing with the clubs and the restaurants, the travel, I get it, but like, I don't know. I feel like we could hang out and whatever.
All right, I'm coming over.
Fuck me in the face.
We'll see what's what when that doorbell rings there, Fatty. But, so I go to this party. I just said, fuck it. I had a couple drinks in me, and a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he texts me, and he lives in Chelsea. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going over there. I walk over there. It's in a crazy high. I've never been to his house before. It's in a crazy high rise.
Let's try it again.
The door guy goes, hey, you can't come in unless I take your temperature. And if it's above 100, you're not going upstairs.
Interesting.
I said, oh, wow. Well, what do I do? Take my pants off? Do I bend over? Do I say, ah? And he goes, no, I got a gun. And he pointed a gun at my head. It took my temperature. True story.
Wow. What was the temp?
It was 98.8 or something.
Nice. Because some people, here's what I think you could do. Some people just, their temperature is different. You could just be like, hey, just to let you know, my normal temperature is 99.6 or something, just in case.
Oh, right.
Because I think some people have weird. I remember there's always a guy that's like, my temperature's fucking
That's true.
98.2 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he was that cum guzzler that always wore shorts in winter.
Yes, I hate that. That's
What's
my
up with
uncle's.
that guy? All right.
So you passed the test.
I passed the test. I go upstairs. They're all doing blow. They're all drinking. It was great.
Wow. How many people? What are we talking? 6, 20, 50?
Nah, 6, 7.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
distance or it didn't matter?
Nah, high-fiving, wrestling, headlocks, noogies, wet willy, you name it.
Wow.
Goosing, credit card check, oil change, the whole 9.
And so far you feel good.
I'm fine. I'm telling you, I think I had it in January.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like quite a few of us had this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? We need that antibody test.
Love an antibody.
Well, I'll tell you what, another thing we need.
Oh!
We need a team. You need a team, remember? Folks, here's something you probably need. I guarantee you're more stressed and more anxious than you've ever been if you're listening to this.
You got
Maybe
that right.
it's starting to settle down now, but if you experience stress or anxiety or chronic pain or you have trouble sleeping, I mean, I got all that shit once a week. I had it every day. I'm the Cal Ripken of those things.
Yes.
Well, I'm not alone. You're not alone. Many of us have that. You probably have gotten yourself you need some Feels CBD is what I would say. You gotta get some CBD. What is Feels? Feels is premium CBD delivered directly to your doorstep. You don't even need to leave the house, and you probably can't right now. What does Feels do? Well, it feels naturally. Damn it. Feels naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. It's easy to take. You place a few drops of Feels under your tongue, and you feel the difference within minutes. Now, you've dabbled in this. Tell me about your experience.
I can't sleep. I've tried the pills. I've tried marijuana. I've tried everything, booze, you name it, and I can't sleep. But for some reason, CBD knocks me right out because for me, the sleeping problem is all my brain just keeps churning. It's just pornographic thoughts and kids and all this. So once that CBD comes in, it just levels you out, mellows you, and I'm out like a baby.
Nice. That's good stuff, and I think we all need a little bit of that.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can get yourself some. Feels has me feeling my best every day, and it can help you too. Become a member today by going to feels.com/Tuesdays, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's Feels, FEALS.com/Tuesdays. Become a member. Get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. One more time, feels.com/Tuesdays. That's an unbelievable deal. Free shipping, 50% off. My Christ.
That's lunch. All right. Another one you got to check out. ExpressVPN. They're hooking us up today. Being stuck at home these days, you probably don't think much about the internet privacy on your own home network. If you open a private tab on your browser and no one can see what you're up to, right? Well, I hate to bring it to you, fatty. Is perfect
SSVPN.com/Tuesdays to hit him in the face with a surfboard.
And she didn't even flush.
Think we should change the song or intro ever, or should we be the ones that just goes straight through with the one thing?
I think we go straight to it. People like it. They're always asking about it. I think it's a hit. I say we hang on to it.
Yeah, I like it too. OG.
Yes, I don't know who sang it. I don't know where it came from, but it's stuck in people's craw in a good way.
It's our most asked question is where did this song come from? And I have no idea. I don't, care. But I wonder what made that guy a star.
Yeah, and he hadn't made a dime off us either, that's for sure.
It's weird to think that guy created that. He wrote that thing, sat in the studio, he had the headphones, the cans on.
Cats.
And he was sitting there going, your radio is spitting at me. And he felt great. He called his mother.
Yep.
And now it's the song that thousands of people hear every week, and we have no idea who it is.
No idea, and I wonder if he listens even.
No, I can't imagine.
Can't imagine. He seemed like an upright citizen.
Don't you think it's hard to tie our fans down? Because Sarah and I have been reviewing these foreign films on the Patreon, and we got quite a response. Like, we have a lot of people that are well versed in foreign films. But then every once in a while, I'll say Trump's a fat retard, and people go, "I'm never listening to the show again, you piece of shit. He's the Messiah. He's really smart." And
yeah, we got a real Chex Mix going. You dip your hand in. You don't know if you're coming up with a pretzel or a cheese doodle, and I think that's good. I think the glue that bonds all our cum-guzzling Nazis is the fact that we're irreverent. I think irreverent is the key. Smart people like irreverent and dumb people. It's like The Simpsons.
yes.
It's a smartly written show. The character development's great. It's a joke a minute. But it's also a fat guy drinking beer on a couch farting.
Yeah, we're farting in the mic. I think we're pretty smart. We read. We watch
Yeah.
some things. You're reading Brad Garrett's bio.
Oh, God. But we equate, in society, we equate farting with dumb, but you can be smart and fart. Smart.
We're smart enough to know that farts are funny.
Aha. Which is also why I think Louis works.
What do you mean? Because he farts?
Well, no, he's got these brilliant takes on
Oh,
the
I
world.
see.
Then he talks about jizzing on the corpse.
You mean works as in, like, succeeds? I thought you meant he
Yeah.
works like he gets paid to do work.
Yeah, a little of both, but yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But I think we got some, like, highly intelligent people. I think we got some fucking morons, and we got everything in between.
That's
But
what you want.
I feel like we have kind, thoughtful fans for the most part.
Yes.
Like, our fans aren't going out and trolling anybody and
Right.
writing on people's walls, "Hey, fuck you," whatever. They're just nice. I mean, they'll get defensive in our behalf, which is nice.
Right. Also, we're kind of everyman. We're not tough guy. We're not hot guy. We're not fat guy. We're not short guy. We're a little in the mid. We're in the
Yeah.
gooey mid.
Yeah, I'm a lanky, herpy guy.
Yeah, you're lanky herp. I'm a Brillo-headed, Jew-faced queef. And, you got a fingerprint on your dong, and I got a birthmark on mine. We're all over the road.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, we thank you for listening. Keep spreading the word. And sometimes I get surprised by people that are Tuesdays. I can't believe it. And then, do you ever have someone that you really respect and like and you think is smart and intelligent and fun, and then they're like, "Hey, I love the podcast." Don't you just go, "Oh, my God," and you go through everything you've said?
Oh, yeah, totally.
When someone says, "I listen to the podcast," all I think is, I'm like, this person's heard me talk about eating cum out of my father's ass 500 times.
Yeah, I had a kid. I think I might have talked about this, but this kid drove me home from the stand. It was raining, and he's like, "I'm a fan." And I was like, "Oh, great." And he's like, he got into his Camry, and I go, "How about a ride?" He goes, "Sure." And he starts playing the pod in the
Yee.
car. It was queued up. And I was like, "Oh, weird." And you just want to go, turn it off. It's weird, And he's like, I'm a huge fan. He was Asian. And I go, "Well, is there anything you don't like about it?" He goes, "You're a little hard on Asians."
Oh, boy. Well, yeah, we really let him have it.
Yeah, and I said I do have a hard-on for Asians, and he didn't care for that. So it's weird because he loves it, but as an Asian guy, he was like, I feel like you guys go hard on the chinks.
Yeah, well, good for him for listening.
I love the kid. He's a sweet kid. He drove me home. Horrible driver. But I just felt bad at that moment. It's one thing you get a tweet, but when they tell you it's sitting next to you while he's got his hand on the wheel and a throwing star, it's a little off-putting.
Well, we got a lot. Well, what's our toes? Helen, is it Helen? That's always tweeting there with the, I don't want to give out her thing.
Helen Hong?
I think her name's Helen. I might have made that up. Asian
Helen
lady. She
DeGeneres?
comes to all the New York shows. She tweets at us every day. She's sweet as pie.
Helen
A
Hunt?
big apple pie. I think her name's Helen. I can't remember, though.
I don't know. I don't think I know a
apologize,
Helen.
Helen back.
Uh-huh.
I think it's well, I don't want to say her name out there, but I think it's Helen. But anyways, we got
Helen.
we got a couple black women, we got 2 black guys, and several
Highwater.
gays.
Yeah, we got a couple Negro, black. We got a couple gays. We got a lot of homosexuals.
A lot of comics too, which is nice.
Big fan. That's respect.
Yeah, a lot of surprise gays, closeted gays, I think.
But then I wonder, do the comics like us because we're talking the road, or do they think it's funny, or both?
I think both. I think they like the inside business and they like the jokes. And
All right, I hope so. You never know. It's a tough world out there. And I got to tell you, I want to get on a plane.
Don't you? Isn't it weird? I missed the app. I opened my Delta app, and I didn't even recognize it because I've never had the app where I didn't have a flight coming up.
Right.
Usually you open it, it says your next flight is this, and usually when you open we open our apps, it says Milwaukee, St. Louis, LA, and you can click on any one.
Yes.
I've never had no itineraries before in my whole
yeah.
life.
That's true.
And I was
What do you-
thinking this last night. This is the longest I haven't been in a hotel in my entire adult life.
Wow, isn't that weird?
It's very weird. I miss checking in. I miss flying. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I woke up the other day and I thought I was in a hotel for a second. I had to like snap out of it. I think because my brain is so used to waking up in hotels that it kind of went to a different place.
It's strange. It make Nope, I'm good. Never mind. Sorry. Every
Uh-oh.
time we record on our individual Zooms, when you're talking, my Zoom isn't doing anything, so I'm like, fuck, it's not recording. But you're not
Oh,
talking
yeah,
into
good
my
point.
Zoom.
Good point.
Anyways, but yeah, we were watching some movie last night, and they were checking into a hotel, and I was like, God, I miss hotels. That was our whole
I know.
life.
I know. It's crazy. Just going. How about going to a restaurant?
I'd kill to sit down in a restaurant and what
I
can
was.
you do?
It's the thing about watching Curb. The whole premise of Curb is basically interactions. It's the hotel clerk, the guy at the mall, the restaurant, the waiter, the cabbie. That's all gone.
Yeah, you can't do a show. There's no quarantine show. But podcasts work. This is what's
Holy
amazing
shit! I got
about
5 war banners.
our podcast. But
Wait, what the
we're
fuck?
talking
It
about
only
having
lasts
something
for a
to talk about.
small amount of time.
I
it's
know.
weird. But we
It's
still go
tough.
out. We're
You
making
gotta make it work.
Yeah, well, what can you do? So tonight, I think we might do. We're trying to keep the weekend weekendy. So
Same.
we might get a pizza. I got the cookie, by the way. I ordered more Antoine's cookies.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
I got a box. Wow, you can do it. Make it happen. The shipping's a little pricey,
Oh,
but
really?
well, that's not their fault. That's the shipping.
Yeah.
We got the cookies yesterday, and it comes in that beautiful fucking box. And I want to make it clear, we don't get any commission if you buy
Right.
Antoine's cookies. I'm telling you to buy Antoine's cookies because I want your life to be happy.
Yes, it'll improve with these cookies. I mean, they're top-notch cooks.
Man, my fucking
Every
war
flavor
banners
you
are
can ask
almost
for.
gone. What
I
the
got all
fuck kind
chocolate
of
chip.
drop
It's
is
like
this?
Macaulay Culkin. What's his Kevin McAllister just gets the large cheese just for himself. That's what I did. I went all chocolate chip, and all of a sudden it come and Sarah starts poking her nose around. I'm gonna have a
Oh, that's
cookie.
the worst. Get out of
I-
here, piggy,
I kicked her right in the cunt. I said, "Order your own cookies, you son of a bitch."
and put some jeans on.
I'm gonna put them in the blender. I mean, these are cookies.
They're cookies, and boy, you feel it. You chewing those up, and you feel every stick of butter, every grain of sugar. It's divine.
Well, I've never chewed anything so slowly in my life because I want it to last.
Oh yeah. We got sushi last night. We said, "Fuck it." She's been cooking like an old house N-word, and I felt bad. You know, like I said, you know what? I've just deposited some checks. I'm gonna buy you takeout. Boy, they rape you on that takeout. My God, they upcharge the hell out of you.
It's brutal, and everyone's like mad. They're like, if you're not tipping $85 to these guys, and I'm like, all right, I guess. I mean, they're still doing the same job. They got masks on. They wear gloves. I go out.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, I tip, obviously, but this whole thing, everyone wants to stay, we always talk about this, but like everything's black and white, up and down, good or bad. They're like, if you ride your bike and you after 5 o'clock, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, what?
I know. They go too far, and then they act. It's the moral superiority thing again. They want to feel better. They want to seem better than you.
Yeah, I'm like, I tip 20%. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you might argue, they got a job. They're working.
Aha.
I can't even go to work. I don't even have an option.
I think there's a hint of elitism there of like, hey, they're delivery guys. They're fucking brown. Throw them a couple extra. You know, they have guilt, so they put it on you.
Yeah, I say tip, don't tip less, obviously. Tip normal, and if you have the extra funds, throw a couple extra bucks in, but I got no fucking job over here.
Well, my point is, we got the sushi last night because we were like, let's get something you can't make. So we got sushi, and you know, you get a couple rolls. The whole thing came out to $60, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go eat out of the fridge now because you're not full.
Yeah, that sucks. I've done that a couple
It
times
sucks.
myself. But it's the same deal. Like, I don't want to get too financially gay here, but we were doing pretty well before this.
Yeah.
And I haven't thought about money on a low level in a couple of years. I think about money of like savings. Can I buy a
Sure.
house if something happens? Health insurance. The dentist
Right.
is expensive. But as far as like renting a movie, taking a cab, getting delivery, it hasn't even been a concern. I just go, just put it on. Fuck it. We're doing all right.
Right.
Because we work every week. I mean, you and I are on the road every single week.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's a good
now
point.
I'm like getting takeout. I'm like, whew,
I know.
$33. Because before, all that money got replaced. If you spend
Right.
if you spend $25 on dinner, you do a spot, $25, you're even. We did
Yep.
spots every night. So
Even Steven. Yeah, you do a couple spots, you're $60, $75 up. You go out to dinner, you spend 50, you're still up.
exactly. So I feel like a kid again. I feel like I'm 25 over here.
It's not fun.
No, it's not. I'm realizing it's not fun not having an income.
Well, you took the money out. I mean, you're back to 25 without the booze.
Yes.
So you took all the fun part out and you took all the bad part back.
If I was boozing, I mean, this would be the worst. This is actually like a dream come true in my drinking days. To have
Yes.
everything shut down, because the problem with drinking is you're like everyone else is working, everyone else is doing anything. This is like everyone's evil. I'd be drinking all day.
Right. Oh, God, it's hard, man. I got these bottles at me. I drink at night. Every night I have a couple cocktails, but it's hard not to go, it's noon. Fuck it.
That's how I feel with the cookies. I woke up at 10:30. I'm like, I got 15 Antoine's cookies sitting there waiting to go in my ass, and I'm just counting down until I can have my 2 cookies, and that lasts 40 seconds, and then you're
Right.
back to nothing again.
I know. Gah! We need to be busy. I'm the same way. We go buy groceries. You spend 200 clams. You fill up the fridge. You open the fridge and you go, all right, I guess I'll eat that whole box of waffles.
And how about the dishes?
Ah!
We're each doing dishes twice a day. My
I hate
hands
the
are all
dishes.
cut up. They're bleeding. I'm dry. I mean,
I
I've never done
know.
so many dishes.
I feel like I'm working at a mess hall. Like I'm doing community service here. It's crazy. I'm piling up. I got a rag over one shoulder. I'm wiping my brow. It's brutal.
How about the double dish? When there's no dishes available, so you wash the dishes, then you cook, and then you're like, I guess I'll do the dishes so I don't have to deal with this again. I got
Ah.
a dish sandwich.
Right. That's worse than the double dip.
It's
Or-
dish, cook, dish.
Yes, that's my favorite Asian restaurant, and it's the worst because you put the dish away, you dry it, you put it away, you feel good, and then the lady eats something and uses the dish. I'm like, just use the napkin, use a license plate, something.
It reminds me of, I remember reading that Larry David used to have 1 plate and fork.
Yeah, I'd had that when I was in college.
And we got all these plastic, because Sarah just keeps the plastic utensils every time we get takeout, which I used
Same.
to be 4 times a day. So we might just start using the plastic and just rifling through the plastic bullshit.
Use the plastic, especially like if you're like, oh, we got 10 days left, go all plastic.
And it levels out because you're like, you don't want to use all the plastic shit because of the environment, but nobody's moving anywhere. The fish are fucking in the streets. There's dolphins on Fifth Avenue.
It's crazy. You saw that coyote in Chicago?
No, I didn't see the coyote in Chicago.
I might be going senile. I might have brought this up, but there's a shot of Chicago. This is like a week ago. There's a coyote running down Magnificent Mile.
No kidding.
He's
the
flicking
Miracle
the
Mile.
bean. What?
Isn't it the Miracle Mile? Is it
Is
Magnificent?
it Miracle?
I
Call
don't
in.
know. I can't remember.
It's definitely an alliteration.
Magnificent doesn't sound right. It's too
No,
hard
it-
to spell.
It didn't. I needed an M.
They have the loop. I know they got the loop there.
They got the loop and they got the Al Capone and the L.
There's Lakeshore Drive. I know that's big.
Lakeshore Drive is big, and they got Wicker Park.
And then they got the Drake, the big building, the
Oh.
Drake, like from Seinfeld.
Drake Hotel, Chicago. Mission Impossible.
Love Seinfeld.
Ebert.
Siskel.
Chicago's big. You got Kanye, and you got Bill Murray, and you got Obama, and you got Oprah.
Oh yeah, Elliot Ness, Al Capone, the Blues Brothers.
Ah,
A lot
White
of good
Sox.
stuff. 2 baseball teams.
Yeah,
The Blues.
Jordan.
Yes.
A lot
Boy,
of
did you watch
Blackfoot.
that fucking doc?
What?
The Jordan doc.
I can't find it.
Oh, what's on? Well, you probably have to have ESPN Plus or you got to have cable.
I got minus.
Oh man, it's something else. But Jordan's like, yeah, everyone's gonna think I'm a bad person after this. I'm like, not me. That guy could rape all my parents right in front of me. I'd love it.
He'd do it if you put him on a craps table.
I mean, he had a great quote. He goes, everyone that watches this is gonna think I'm a tyrant, but those people never won anything.
Woo-wee. I
that's
heard he
good
was a
stuff.
douche.
Yeah, but he's so fucking great. I love it.
Don't give it away, but didn't his dad die on the side of the highway by a couple of mobsters?
Well, we haven't got to that point of the doc yet because it's 10 hours. They're only 2 hours in.
Oh, wow.
But it's all that. The big rumor is that it's gambling debts. Like, it just happened to be
Yes.
that Michael Jordan's dad gets fucking shot to death.
I wonder if they were just kind of like shadowing him.
Most likely.
Wow. I wonder what his dad was like. Because, you know what I watched last night that I recommend throwing back on is Talking Funny.
Which one's that? Oh, that's the HBO one. They tried to cancel him again recently.
I saw that. That's why I watched it, and it's great. Like Louis says the N-word 8 times. Louis and Seinfeld going back and forth because Louis was still the new guy then.
Right, but he was big.
He was big, but he was like the youngest, and they talk about him opening for Seinfeld, and he said Seinfeld yelled at him, and I went, yeah, it's not just me.
Yeah, because I think Louis brought him up as like he's the funniest guy. This guy's the best comic or something.
Yeah, it's fascinating watching it now. It feels it's like when we said watching Comedian. You watch Comedian now versus 10 years ago. It's a whole other movie.
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
we're getting a text from the producer here.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Oh wow! Oh, so this is like a call-in. Shelby just called in.
What?
One guy killed his dad. Another helped him get rid of the body, and the non-murderer is still wrongly in jail. How about that?
Who? What? Huh?
I assume this is about Seinfeld's parents.
Oh, all right.
No, I think it's the Jordan thing.
Oh, a guy killed his dad. Another guy helped get rid of the body, and the guy who didn't kill him is in jail. Wow.
Wrongfully.
I like that.
Good contribution, Shelb.
Shelbo.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Talking
Funny.
It's a different movie now.
How so?
Well, I mean, not to keep bringing it up, but now you know the CK man pretty well, and I know the Big Jew, and now seeing it from those eyes is way different. Like when that came out, what was that 2012, 2013?
I think around there, yeah.
I mean, that was 7 years ago. We were in a whole different lifestyle.
Yeah, completely. I was in a room that was 14 feet by 7 feet. I could touch both walls of my bedroom.
There you
slept there
go.
one time.
So now you watch, you go, I know that guy, and I had dinner with that guy at a diner when your thing came out or when your thing got shot. So, like, the whole thing's different. And then, like, I've had a little moment with Gervais or two and Chris Rock's whatever, so it felt different.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, that thing I remember, like, blowing my mind that they were going to have comedians talking on it. Because I feel like podcasts weren't huge then.
Yes, that's right.
Or maybe they were getting big, but the idea of, like, 4 comics talking was really something.
It was, and those guys, they picked a good batch. It wasn't like we're going to have Fluffy and Larry the Cable Guy crack it up together. You know, it wasn't that bullshit. It was like some good choices.
Well, I think Gervais put it together, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
And they zing him quite a bit.
Did he do the whistle?
Right.
Yeah, it's too much. I remember that. But yeah, that's good stuff. Maybe I'll rewatch that soon. I just bought upon Tuesday's request, I bought the Criterion Channel, which is this movie channel. It's got like thousands of movies, art house, foreign films, documentaries, commentaries. It's wild. It's overwhelming.
All right. Let me know
So
what you
I'm-
think there, Sloppy Joe.
Rifling through that. I'm so bad with money. It was $100. I'm just like, yeah, I'll
No.
take it. And I'm such an idiot that I'm like, it's $100, but now we get free movies. I consider them free, but I already paid $100.
Right. Isn't that funny how that works? My mom is a member of that Masterclass Jizz. You know that thing?
Oh yeah.
Master Ass. Well, she let me watch a few, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, they seem like fun. How long
Fuck.
is it? 10 hours? Half hour?
There's a
5
zillion
minutes?
of them, but there's like Charlie Kaufman on writing, Steve Martin on comedy, whoever the fuck on Sam Mendes on directing, and each one has a good little nugget. They're probably each like 3 hours each.
Wow. Is there a Brad Garrett, or do you got to read the book?
The book was better. You gotta go book.
Boy, that headshot. Show me that headshot again.
Oh man, how about that, huh?
It's so hard to pull off a headshot that doesn't look ridiculous down
I know.
the road.
The problem is the too goofy is bad, and then the too tough is bad. You know, this one like,
Oh, the tough.
or
Oh, go ahead.
or the pontificating. You know, like
Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, this just the eyebrow thing sucks. I
yeah.
can't even do that. But
What are you, The Rock?
I remember there was a comic. He was like an open micer up in Boston. He was like, I thought about having my headshot be my pit bull. He's got a pit bull. He's like, no one's ever done that before. And I'm like, yeah, because that's not your face.
Right,
You're supposed to be able to see what you look like.
Yeah, we need you for the website.
It's such a dumb mind. I'm like, I'm gonna get an 8x10 of the inside of my asshole and have that be my headshot. It doesn't work.
And he's not even known as like. There's already the pit bull of comedy.
Yeah, and also pit bulls suck. I don't want a pit bull. It's a dumb nickname. Is that Slayton?
Yeah,
Yeah, the pit bull. Get out of here. Shut up.
I know. What is that? Tough guy shit. Like, are you funny or are you not funny? Stop trying to threaten me.
And he is funny. Just be the funny guy.
I know, but I don't know. Dice fucked that up, I think.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I don't know.
Alright. What are you gonna do? I gotta read this Brad Garrett book. I'll tell you that.
That seems like fun. I'm reading Woody's book. Apropos of
Oh.
nothing.
I heard it's great.
I'm loving it. I mean, I am just in there loving it. I had to order it from England because they don't fucking sell it anywhere.
I
They
love
shipped
the.
it from England
That's insane. Because he got canceled or whatever.
because he's canceled. He raped a couple kids or whatever, but he's still very funny. But
They
here's
married
what's
him.
crazy, and I don't want to get political or whatever, but the whole publishing company, they walked out. Like they did a big walkout, and so they dropped the book. But you're like, you work at a publishing company, and you want to ban books.
Oh.
That seems a little bizarre to me. Like you're in the
Also-
book business, and you're like, no way, this guy shouldn't be allowed to have a book.
Right. But
Isn't that strange?
and you knew who he was. It's not like he didn't rape the Asian chick last week. You know, like they knew who he was signing up.
Well, I guess the higher up signed him, and then it was all the employees were the ones that were like, we're walking out if you guys want to. They kind
I
of
see.
strike.
I
But-
see.
It just seems a little bit along the lines of banning books. Maybe I'm ignorant, but it seems a little fascist to me. But
It's
maybe
an
I'm
interesting
crazy.
take. I like where you're coming from. That's interesting. Yeah. You got something there.
But the book is fantastic, and I understand Woody's a bad guy or whatever, but I love his writing.
The great artist. I read that Larry David New York Times piece, and they're like, "What are you reading now?" He's like, "I'm reading the Woody book. It's amazing." And then I read the comments, and all these people were like, "I loved it till he mentioned he read the Woody book. Now I'm out." Like, you're out because he's reading a book? What are we doing?
Yeah, the
I-
man. Yeah.
If you catch me reading the Quran, are you gonna leave me? You know?
Has your mother said that yet?
I don't know. She doesn't think it's that funny, so I think it's gold.
It'd be fun to take the jacket off the Brad Garrett and put it on a copy of the Quran.
That's true. Yeah, little
It'd be a good
little book hijab.
little messiah. Well, I might have to start to wrap up soon because it's 7 p.m., which is 6:58. My wife is doing a Zoom with her family.
Oh,
And I'm like, if my mother-in-law overhears me talking about coming in my dad's face again, I'm going to be out of the family.
wait. You guys aren't double dipping, are you?
What do you mean?
Like your family and her family?
No.
Oh.
But I'm in the other room. I'm doing the podcast over here, and I'm so nervous that she's going to be on the air, and it's going to bleed through the walls,
I see.
and she's going to be like, oh, how's Joe doing? You just hear me go, so I came in her tits and made her eat it.
Yeah, good point. Good point. We've trashed Asians enough. They've heard it. You don't want to do that in front of them.
But yeah, man, it's fucking
Wow.
weird. It's the weekend. I'm gonna eat some Antoine's cookies. We might get some Chinese food or maybe some pizza. And my reflux, I'm just gonna have to have throat cancer. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I
man,
might
I'm
order
gonna
another box
fucking
as well.
die
I
here,
miss them
bud.
already.
Yeah, get a box. What? Would your lady just come home? I got some kitties for you.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hey, May.
Waited too long to find the portal.
Hey.
You live and you
Oh.
learn.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I can't hear him. Does he know that? Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Whatever.
Good
I mean,
point.
may the force be with you.
May the what?
gonna hop
it was just a
on.
May pun.
We got 3 people in the room.
Force
Throw me
be
a
with you.
like,
Yeah,
throw
it
me
was
a
just
follow.
May.
Trying to
May,
get
May.
to
Nice to see you, buddy. You
45.
look
Been
great.
stuck on 42 for
Thank you. You
Hey,
fucking
too.
take care.
Is that
ever.
for me or her?
Help me out here, guys.
All
See ya.
right. Take it easy. Get well soon.